One thing I do know about an MX-5 is there's no back seats, are there?
No, it's pure pleasure.
So what are they going to do later?
No, I guess James will have to get a bigger one.
No, I've known these two for, I don't even know how long I've known you guys, but you're together now, which means you don't get away. It's completely unscathed here. So, everyone says such nice things about you all day long. It's been beautiful. It's been beautiful while it's lasted. I'm very conscious that you've all heard kind of 3 amazing speeches so far, so I'll try and keep this relatively short. And I hope you're all enjoying this amazing day and this amazing venue. Congratulations, James and Jazz, husband and wife. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm going to try not to cry here. That's why I've already started. So I'm Ryan. I'm the best man. I'm not related to James in any way. I feel like I am sometimes. And for those who don't know me, it's probably for the best anyway. And Jazz, you look absolutely beautiful today. The moment I saw you walk down the aisle, you were quivering. I knew you were way up James' league. And when James asked me to be his best man, I couldn't turn you down. You're easily in my top 100 friends. In all seriousness, I think you'll agree it's been the most amazing day so far. And it's clear to see that James's ruthless dedication to planning and organising this wedding almost single-handedly has really paid off. Jazz did help on occasion. No, I'm only kidding. Jazz, most incredible job you've done today. The second I walked in, I noticed these things on the back of the chairs. I was like, wow, that is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And this thing, when you pointed out in the speech, I thought, yeah, that's unique. I know. It's actually very good. So over the next few minutes, I'd like to give everyone a glimpse into the real James, and in essence, a little bit of Jazz as well, and how we've all ended up in this room together. Usually as best man, I would tell you stories about James's youth and great times we've had together. None of these are particularly appropriate. Some of them were illegal. But before I go on, there are a couple of people who can be here today, and I've just got a couple of messages to read out, so I'll do that now. They're alive, it's just... No, it's mainly travel related. This one's from Jonathan and Susan from New Zealand. Hi James and Jazz. Sadly, unless you're an All Black, it is easier at the moment to get in and out of North Korea than New Zealand. As COVID is closed us down, we're only able to join you in thought. I should have done it in a New Zealand accent.
You got time?
No, not really. James? We've watched you from your development. I'm not doing that. That was not planned. James, we've watched your development since you were a small child with a good degree of pride and admiration. Whether it's flying planes in the cadet force, cycling every Saturday to your butcher's job on Gloucester Road, your innovative fruit and veg displays. Innovative is a strength. Your frozen yogurt adventures or your continued rise in the world of digital marketing. There you go.
That's an elevated level there.
Jazz, you're clearly a lovely person and have made James a much better version of himself. Winston has probably helped, but I'm sure most of it is down to you. The two of you are a great combination, and we wish you every happiness in the future, and one day look forward to seeing you in New Zealand. Jonathan Susan, Nordorf Olives, 598. That's the email signature. Cheers.
Well done.
And this is from your grandpa. It's with regret that due to Parkinson's disease, I'm unable to be with you today. As our first grandchild, James, Granny and I, James, sorry, comma. Granny and I are so proud of you and what you've achieved. Your choice of Jasmine to be your wife shows impeccable taste, and she is lovely and a remarkable girl. Love you both. Have a wonderful life together. Love, Grandpa. Cheers to those who can be here today. Cheers. Enough of the niceties. I'd like to take a moment to recognise how beautiful the bridesmaids look today. You look incredible. You've done an amazing job at preparing Jazz for her big day. And my fellow groomsmen scrub up very well as well.
Especially Paul.
Paul is single. And he's ready to mingle. What room are you staying in? Down there? We should also recognise all the help and support from the bride and groom's parents and step-parents. Thank you so much, Julian, Gavin, Viv, Jenny, Maria and Rob. What an incredible day it's been and will continue to be, and it wouldn't have been possible without your efforts, so thank you very much. And also thank you to everyone today who's had to take a day's annual leave to be here. Looking around the room, it's incredible to see all of your friends, family, and those who truly care about you. It's amazing to see the amount of effort people go through for a free meal and a slice. And James, you look okay too. I know how much effort you put into your pre-wedding diet. It's really paid off. So who is the real James? James and I first met at school and got to know each other properly during our A-levels. In fact, I was really struggling academically, surprise, and ended up dropping out of maths and physics, only to join James in IT class. That's when I knew James was going to be my best friend. It was only the two of us in class, and sitting next to James instantly made me feel like an overachiever. After James narrowly scraped through his A-levels, he became an entrepreneur. And as many of you know, I know you hate that. And as many of you know, he opened a greengrocer, aptly named James the Greengrocer. He has a marketing department now. I used to regularly drive past his shop and pop in and say hi. I did notice he certainly wasn't struggling to attract the attention of the local women. Unfortunately, they were mostly in their 80s. Didn't stop him. Eventually, we ended up starting a business together, which took us all over the world to interesting places. This inevitably, stop drinking, meant we regularly had to share hotel rooms to save money, often with only one double bed. We'd of course build a small pillow wall between us. However, James had a tendency to pull this wall down throughout the night. Jazz, all I ask is that you give him the affection he needs. So one day James and I were in the car together driving on the M5. I was driving and James was sitting in the passenger seat. He was text messaging a girl named Jasmine. Let's just say, as a single man, James was very keen to explore the possibilities and opportunities that existed with Jazz. James looked at me for advice and said, "What should I write?" I remember this so clear.
So do I.
So for about 100 miles, together we carefully orchestrated smooth conversation with the aim of James getting a date with Jazz. It was an emotional roller coaster. And at points we thought we'd totally blown it. To this day, we're still not sure whether James fell for me or you. I don't want to take the credit, but you could argue that my text flirting skills are the foundation of your relationship. Fast forward, and after years of being together, James decided to pop the question. James has never been one for cliches, and wanted to make sure his proposal was as original and unique as possible. So he took Jazz to Venice on Valentine's Day. We never saw it coming. James and Jazz have still started their own little family with Winston, the Scottish Highland Terrier. If you would like to learn more about Winston, please see Jazz for further details. If you don't already follow Jazz on Instagram, I would highly recommend it. Especially if you've never seen the sunset over Port Heather. Speech, apparently you have to say the nice things too about the groom. I really struggled with that. So I decided to write a poem. I've never written a poem in my life. Drinking heavily. No. So I call the poem Jasmine, what have you married? Dear Jazz, James is very special, in more ways than one. He likes nothing more than filling his tummy tum-tum. As you know, he has a clump of hair just above his bum crack. He got it waxed once. It hurt and he's never gone back. James selflessly puts others before himself, except when he needs you to reach the top shelf. James works hard, longer and harder than anyone I've ever known. He spends lots of time in the office. Maybe he doesn't want to go home. To propose to you, James spared no expense and planned a nice trip. He asked you to marry him, even though he knows he can only handle the tip. James is calm and cool, and his temper is mild. But be warned, he is ultimately just an adult-sized child. James is a loving guy with a gentle soul, but please stop forcing him to eat your toad in the hole. Also available on Instagram. Over the years, I've watched your love for each other continue to grow. Jazz, you really get James going like a picture of Marilyn Monroe. I know James will always be there to care and to love you. It doesn't matter the obstacles you'll face, as together you'll get through. James really is my best friend, and I'll go out on a limb. I'm passing you the responsibility of now looking after him. The end. Jazz, I know you'll make James happier in ways that I never could. As you know, I made the mistake. I got married a few years ago. I'd like to pass on some advice. From my eyes, the keys to a successful marriage are learn to attack problems and not each other. Take each other for who they are and not who you want them to be. James will never have a six-pack. Always make time for each other, even if it's in A&E. Never ever let money cause friction in your marriage. James, you need to understand that if you have £10 and Jazz has £10, Jazz now has 20. And never go to bed angry. Stay up and fight. I love you both with all my heart. Jazz, you're beautiful, you're smart, you're occasionally quite funny. You're a real trier in the kitchen. I couldn't be happier that you're marrying my best friends. We can't wait to see what the future holds for you both, and maybe soon we'll get to meet little Jasmine or little James. Some of us already met little James. And remember, a great marriage is not when the perfect couple comes together. It's when an imperfect couple learns to enjoy their differences. So ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding and raise your face. Cheers.